What's up, guys? This is our bathroom. This is our second bathroom. I really like it. It's nice. Quick update on the apartment. It is slowly coming together, but this time of the day is my favorite time of the day. Right now it's 4:38 p.m. and the light is just beaming through here. It's beautiful. The light on our island looks amazing. The other day I just laid here and sunbathed.
We have an island too?
We have an island, that's what this is. So this video is not about our apartment, and it's also not an adventure video. What this video is a quick recap about how we find our favorite waterfalls, and in my opinion, the best waterfalls. So if you are here for adventures, I'll link one right in, it's this corner, right?
Yeah.
It's this corner. I'll link an adventure in this corner, but if you're here for waterfalls, let's just get right into it. Our starting point for finding
Nemo!
Any adventures that we go on always tends to be on Instagram. We start on Instagram. Hashtags, geolocations are super helpful for us. And we take that location from Instagram, go into Google, I search it and find all the details, how long the hike is, when you shouldn't go on the trail, if dogs are allowed or not, just all of the details. I find it on Google, but I always start on Instagram. A little pro tip with Instagram is right before you go on your adventure, look up that hashtag, even if you've already done the research, because you'll have valuable data from people who have literally been there hours before you. I consider ourselves to be very basic adventurers. A lot of the places that we go, they look really epic, but they don't take very long to get to, from the car to the peak or whatever. One of the reasons is because we're not mountaineers, and the other reason is because we're traveling with gear. Typically we'll have book bags on, and it's just a hassle to take an 8-hour hike to do something. I commend everybody who does it, but it's just not my vibe. So I say all of that to preface all of these locations that I mentioned are super, super easy hikes. They're typically no more than like 3 hours outside of Salt Lake City. Most of them are within an hour of Salt Lake. The first location is probably one of the more well-known locations in this area, and it's called Bridal Veil Falls. Not the Bridal Veil Falls in California, but it's the Bridal Veil Falls in Provo Canyon, which is probably 35 minutes from Salt Lake. You literally get out of the car. No, that's not true. You drive off the road into a parking lot.
Off of the cliff.
Not off of the cliff.
Into a ravine.
You drive off of the road into a parking lot, get out of the car, look up, and you're there. There is no hike involved. You just have to walk down a paved trail. People are always out there. It's just a super, super active area, almost like an outdoor playground for the Utahnites. Utahnese. A little bit further south, you have Grotto Falls, which is an amazing little ravine. Like the water comes out of the rock. It's, how would you describe it?
A spring.
A spring.
Wait, is that what Grotto Falls is?
I don't think that's what it is. Into the Desert is literally my favorite waterfall in Utah. It's called Calf Creek Falls, and I do that because the waterfall kind of crosses over. It's an amazing location. It's super, super popular, which is a good thing and a bad thing for some people. I personally don't care, because it's really cool to see a commercial that has the waterfall and pictures on Google Photos or Google Chrome to have the waterfall like a location that I've actually been to. It's just really cool to me. One of my favorite experiences from visiting Calf Creek Falls was just watching Cooper play in the water that collected beneath the waterfall. He had this big stick and he was just being weird and fetching. Like he always fetches, but it was a weird version of his fetching.
He's so weird.
So cute.
Oh my gosh.
He's currently upset with us because we made him lay down because he was chasing the light all around the house. But he's a dog, so who cares?
Animal cruelty is not a joke.
Heading up north, we are going to go to first Adams Canyon Falls, which is about 30 minutes north of Salt Lake City. Everything that we visited so far has been south of Salt Lake. We are heading north, as mentioned a couple seconds ago. So I'm not sure if we actually visited the proper Adams Canyon waterfall, but the day that we went, we were on a specific mission to shoot and film video of me in a fancy little bathing suit, and I was just playing in water, and it was great. The waterfall that we visited was probably the lower falls, but it served the purpose that we had. I will say the hike up is fairly steep and in sand, but it's probably like a 15-20 minute hike, just literally straight up, and then you are basically at the lower falls. Now we are entering into Idaho. Idaho has the freaking coolest waterfalls in probably the entire country. Asterisks, I haven't visited the entire country, so it just has really cool waterfalls.
Idaho does put Utah to shame in terms of waterfalls.
It definitely does. It's because of a geological thing that happened. James can explain it in another video or later on in this video.
About 10,000 years ago.
He's super obsessed with like all of the creation of those waterfalls in that area. The first waterfall we visited ever was last year, called Shoshone Falls. The reason that we visited is because our friend almost died there. He was trying to get a drone. He ended up getting the drone. Just kidding, he didn't get his drone. His wife got his drone because she's a boss woman. Anyway, we visited Shoshone Falls. The waterfall there was amazing, and it was at like full blast when we went. We also went a couple months ago. It wasn't quite at full blast.
I would say 85% blast.
Okay, 85%.
There are times where it gets really big.
Yeah, okay, let me rephrase. It was at about 85% blast when we went last year, and when we went this year, it was probably at 40%, and literally the next week, they just turned the water off. It's just a big rock wall.
Special thanks to Brita Filters for
sponsor. Just kidding. I'm not gonna list off all of the waterfalls that we've visited in Idaho because there's honestly just way too many and they're too amazing. But two standouts was obviously Shoshone, and the second one was Perrine Cooley Falls.
Perrine, I think people say.
Idahoians, let me know. But Perrine Cooley Falls, it's like Jurassic Park. I couldn't stop saying it's Jurassic Park. You can walk underneath the waterfalls. It was amazing. I'll link to the video where we explored that area for Visit South Idaho Tourism Board. It was so fantastic. Those two waterfalls were in Twin Falls, Utah. James has some more information about the Twin Falls because there were, spoiler alert, 2 falls, but James he'll spill the tea.
Hi, my name is James. I'm an expert on the Twin Falls in Twin Falls, Utah. Back a long time ago, there was 2 waterfalls that came over the Twin Falls area. Twin Falls. What's interesting is they decided to build a dam which turned the Twin Falls into only 1 falls. You can find really old pictures of the 2 falls. Very interesting story. That's it.
This entire video was by no means a boastful proclamation of we find the best waterfalls ever, but this was supposed to be helpful to shed some light on how we find, in my opinion, the best waterfalls in the area that we're in. Hopefully you can go out and adventure and find the same waterfalls and others, and then Instagram them, send them to me, and we can make a video, and it's just like a big fun time. There is one waterfall on the list that I haven't visited yet. I am hoping to visit it soon. We can't bring dogs to it because it's a dog-free zone, which is why we haven't visited it yet. But I think it's overdue that we visit the Donut Falls. Spoiler alert, that's where we're going to go. So with all of that said, hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different of a style. We haven't been traveling so much lately these last couple of weeks. Hopefully there are more travels to be had very soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new around here, subscribe, like the video if you liked it. If you haven't liked it this entire time and you're still watching, just give it a dislike. Just let me know that you hated this video. I'm curious, what is the best, most favorite waterfall you've ever visited? Have you ever even visited a waterfall? That would be very interesting.
Do you know what a waterfall is?
Have you smelled a waterfall before?
Do you live on a planet that has water?
Anyway, thank you so much for watching again for the 3rd time. Have a fantastic day, night, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Bye! He really wants to get off of his bed.